When we're talking about early stages of growth, you can typically summarize it as brute force growth. Why do we call it that? Because it's fully dependent on personal networks, referrals, hustle, and grit. How do you know if you're hitting this plateau? Let's talk about that. First, referrals plateau, but the growth expectations don't. In the early days, growth is fueled by trust, referrals, reputation, personal relationships, but those channels simply are not scalable, and that is key. As you grow, the referral well stops growing and you fall short of those growth goals. The problem? The business is now sized for growth that no longer exists, creating a demand generation gap that the founder alone can't fill. Second, the hustle mode doesn't transfer. The brute force approach that founders typically start with, it doesn't carry over. The founder's personal energy, the availability, the credibility, you just can't delegate that trust. When the founder steps back or simply runs out of time, the team often struggles to replicate that same momentum because there's no repeatable system or processes behind that success. It's all tied up in the founder's head. Lastly, and the one that you feel the most, stress rises, margins shrink, and the culture wobbles. Without systems in place, the team becomes reactive. Pipeline growth stalls, sales cycles grow longer, and execution gets inconsistent. Retention, churn issues, things like that start to show up on the radar. The founder often jumps back in to save the deal, to fix the delivery, and this creates burnout, margin erosion, and internal misalignment, all symptoms of a growth model that has simply expired.